Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? Ame Gakita. Alright, about 1 month ago I actually shared a video indicating how a Japanese news article may have revealed a dark side of Japan, and it actually more towards the point of the topic was talking about how people can't have take care of their child, and yes, they still end up having a child. And in that video I talk about how most of the time the woman who may be something along the line of being a sex worker, prostitute, whatever you want to call them, and they couldn't take care of a baby, and they end up either abandon the baby or having child negligence. So a lot of time when people ask me about such a topic, I would say that it's a very rare occasion, it's a very rare case, and it can only happen like mostly like 0.00001% around that period. And people will be saying like, oh, it's nothing then. But the thing is, right, considering how big Japan is, the population is, when I even say that it's 0.00001%, it means that there will be always a case of it happening. It's just that whether you know it or not. And for today's topic, we are going to discuss about 4 such cases. More not towards the point of all of them are technically child baby abandon. There is also a moment of child negligence, and we will discuss it more towards the point due to like there is a little bit of missing information in all those articles, but based on what I know and a little bit of speculation, I will give my take on all 4 different topics. But take note that this is technically child negligence or baby abandonance topic that we are talking about. If this is not your thing, stay away from this. But if you want to know more all my take on this thing, I would definitely say that those are definitely not human. Except for one last case, it's a little bit iffy, but I will talk to that later on. So one of the topic I do want to talk about is that sometime when I in my previous video when I talk about child people wanted to abandon their child, it's more towards the point that there are some cases where people are unable to take care of their baby, and it's quite a thing, especially within the red light district industrial, the sex industry or entertainment, whichever you guys want to call them. But the thing is, right, there are cases of prostitute unable to give or provide their baby accordingly because they are sex workers, and most of the time the money they earn are not given to them or to take care of their baby. It's mostly being given to the shop or the owner or the person or the agency that they work for, and it often more than not mean that they don't earn that much money. They still end up having to give a lot of money away. And there are also cases where there are some people who use the money to go to a host club and you end up spending all their money away and left none for themselves, left none for the baby. And in that video, if you guys really want to know more, I will talk. You can go and check it out. That I talk more on that. But in a nutshell, that's what I mentioned along the line was around that. So one of the things that broke my heart a little bit is that there are some people who really go to the point of abandoning a baby, alright. And in this case, it's sad to know that this baby did not make it. So apparently there was a baby that was found on the temple ground in Yamanashi, and apparently I think that when they put it near the baby to a temple ground, I'm gonna assume that the one who abandoned the baby might be thinking along the line of that, oh, I can't take care of you, child, please forgive me, along the line like all the drama stuff. And then they put it near to a temple ground, hoping that someone will find the baby, hoping that someone will take care of the baby in their state. But sadly, this young little baby did not make it, and and unfortunately, it was only found out after when the baby start decaying. Meaning to say that based on the weather all these things, I can only speculate that the baby had been dead due to the cold, because I mean, like, when it was found, it was during this case was reported on February, and decaying started happening. So often more than not, cold weather does affect the decaying a little bit. So I'm gonna assume that this baby had been left there for quite a long while. And the thing is, right, it was located near to a temple, so I think the parents who abandoned the baby was thinking on the line of that, hoping some sort of someone who will pass that road and give the take the baby away, and take care of it. But we sadly the baby didn't make it. I mean, like, this is just ridiculous, because the thing is, right, it shows that although I'm not very sure who abandoned the baby, but it just proved to show that how there are some parents in Japan, or even in all over the world, that they are unable to provide for their babies. And the to think that instead of like bring a baby to a child support situation or looking for help with the government on the line, they decided to abandon the baby. I'm not sure why they decided to abandon baby. Is it that they hope that someone will take care of the baby on their stay, or they really want their baby to die along the line? It's really hard to know at this point of time. But to think that baby abandon still happen even in Japan, it's just sad to know that such a thing is happening. And I mean, like, even when I say it's a very rare occasion, but such a thing had happened, and we can never know who's the actual parents until maybe in future, when they start realizing who the baby is based on the DNA. Maybe they can know who is the one who abandoned the baby along the line. It's really sad to know such a thing had happened in Japan, and it's really bad in many ways. But the thing is, right, my speculation was that I think the parents who abandoned the baby at the time might be hoping that someone will pick up the baby, but sadly, the baby was only found like maybe days later. Because the thing is, right, if this happened and found on February, the temperature in Japan is still technically very, very cold, so decomposing doesn't really take place that fast. But considering that the baby have only just started to decompose, it's very hard to know when the baby had passed away. It can be just recently, it can be just for quite a while, because the cold weather can hinder the decomposition in a way. But it's really sad to know such a thing is happening. And what you guys have to understand, that sometimes abandoning baby in temple is one thing. There are some people who actually go way beyond to get rid of the baby, as if they want the baby to die. And although this is not determined to be a Japanese, but in this report, it had happened in a Fukuoka area, where a 20 years old Vietnamese woman was arrested for suspicion of baby abandoning, or more like, actually, she put the corpse of a newborn baby in the trash can. Normally, if you give birth to a baby, if the baby didn't survive or something, like if you give birth at home and the baby did not survive, you have to bring it to a hospital to confirm to confirm the death of the baby, and then have the baby being put away accordingly. Because the thing is, right, if you say that, oh, the baby is dead long ago, then it's something else. But the thing is, right, based on the report indication that she put the crop in a bag and then place it in the trash can, and it's just like, what the heck? I mean, like, yes, true. Like, after giving birth, she went to the hospital and said that she had suffered a miscarriage. I think it's already like, But the thing is, right, instead she give birth, the baby, I'm gonna take it that it was still alive, but she go to the hospital like that she had lost the baby, and then the baby got thrown into the trash can along the line. It's like, huh? So she basically killed the baby? I don't know. That is just a speculation at this point of time. It may be apparent that they could not take care of the baby, considering the age 20 years old, and that she have a boyfriend. at that time. So I'm gonna assume that it may be that they don't have the ability to take care of a baby at the point of time. But if you can't have the baby, you don't want to have a baby, for God's sake, use a condom, something along the line. But I guess some people just assume that they call it the raw sensual stuff is the best way to go. So I don't know, but the thing is, right, it really pained to hear that they decided to just throw a baby into the trash can. I mean, like, just give it a proper barrel, for goodness sake. But the thing is, right, child abandoning is one thing, but like I mentioned, there are cases where people can't take care of their child and they end up either killing it or just making sure that it just get thrown into the trash can. I mean, like, the last time I covered the baby, it was left in the house for one freaking nearly a one freaking week, and then come back to only realize that the baby is dead. So I mean, like, it's really pain my heart. I mean, like, if I can see both sides of the coin when people say that hey, they should have taken care of the baby, and there are some cases where they can't take care of the baby along the line. The thing is, right, I mentioned that as much as there are people who love having babies, there are also cases where people can't have a baby, or more towards, not saying that they are unable to do so, it's more like they are unable to take care of their baby because they may not be mentally fit to take care of the baby. And in this case, I'm gonna assume that they are unable to take care of the baby because they don't have, either they are not financially supported, or they are just unable to do so due to mental health, due to circumstances, a lot of situation. So often more than not, there are really cases where people really want to have baby but unable to do so. But in this case, it's more like they can have a baby but they are unable to support it. And the worst thing that I ever seen in my life, which is right now, that they decided to just kill the baby outright and then throw it into the trash can. Is it really that the baby did the baby die in between the giving birth along the line? I do not know, but based on the situation when they say that she had suffered a miscarriage, it's more towards the point like, if it was a miscarriage, I was thinking on the line, maybe just bring the dead baby and to the hospital to confirm, like I mentioned earlier. Like, you have to let the hospital determine the death of the baby to ensure is it due to miscarriage or something along the line happen along, and have the hospital check everything before anything happen. But if you come to Japan and you just give birth to a baby and just say that you suffer a miscarriage along the line, and without even showing proof, it can be taken that she had decided to take the life of the baby along the line. I'm not very sure. It's just all speculation. It's just allegedly allegation along that line. But if there is such a case, it really is a very, very morally wrong thing to do, because it's like it's considered I mean, like I mentioned earlier when I covered earlier when I said that there are some cases of baby abandon, but to think that there are cases of people who really going to the point of killing their newborn baby is really out of the line. But what make it even worse is that, well, there are some cases of baby abandon because they are unable to take care of themselves. What made me even more surprised is that there are even cases of unable to take care of their own child. For freaking sake, in this case did happen in January 17, where like, it happened around a period in, I think it's apparently in 2023, where a 25 years old woman had been under suspicion of parent neglect. Basically, what she did was that she left her 8 years old son alone in the house. So when people say that they watch anime or drama and they say that, there are cases of, like, they say that, there are just fiction with the case about child being left alone at home, they have to take care of themselves, or the child just not being taken good care of by the parents, because the parents either they have a girlfriend at home, they don't want the child to be near them, or maybe the mom have a boyfriend and didn't want the child with near them along the line. And yes, it happen in Japan. You don't find it often. It's just that when you really do find it, it is no longer fiction. So in this case, apparently that the young boy was apparently left at home where the boy actually only eat cup noodle pre-packet food along the line and that when he finally tell his neighbor that his mother had failed to come home and that electricity in their apartment won't come on. Yeah, child neglect at the very best, I would say. So the thing is, right, it really, like, I mean, like, if you guys look at the age, right, 25 years old, the boy is 8 years old. Basically, the mom give birth to a freaking baby at freaking 17 years old. Okay, so so it's like, what? How is a? I mean, like, at that point, she is just a freaking high schooler, a Japanese high schooler. So it's like, how is she able to be moderately, like mentally able to take care of a child at the time? It's like, it amazed me in many levels. 8 years old young little boy, not a young little boy, you know. It's like the 25 years old woman unable to take care of the boy, 8 years old. I mean, like, it's just broke my heart in many ways that maybe she had been raped or had been doing something along the line and unable to have to be forced to take care of a baby because she got abandoned along the line, who knows. But having a baby at 17 years old, it really, like, just proves that sometimes things happen, shit happen, whatever, we cannot ever know. But it's just like insane that how she was able to give birth at 17 years old. And then when she reached finally 25 years old, she does not even bother looking after the child. The son, the thing is, right, it's not that she is unable to take care of the son, it's that she left the son to take care of his own self. Like, what the hell were you thinking? And the thing is, right, the child is not under protection care, child consultation center. Even till now, I did a little bit of digging, it's still there. But the thing, as for right now, considering that the boy had been not getting parent love, even if it's just only one mom love, she does not even bother to, like, how to say it, take care of the son in any way possible. Like, even if anything, she was staying at her boyfriend home, and I was like, what the hell is the both of them doing? Like, if the boyfriend, I'm not sure, is it because the mother is afraid that once the boyfriend know that she got a child, she is gonna get abandoned along the line, because there are some people who don't like a single mother along the line. I don't know, but it just proves that how there are cases where parents can really, like, just don't want to take care of their child in any way, and yet they still have a child. And the thing is, right, often more than not, you have to bet the question, like, can't she go back to her parents? Like, did she have a bad blood with her parents along the line? Was she a something along the line of let's say, run away child? Who knows? Don't know. It's all speculation again, just to highlight that. But the thing is, right, it really made me wonder, like, how is she still considered a parent when she couldn't even take full care of her own son? I mean, like, even if she can't take care of her son accordingly, like, if she really want to go and have fun with her boyfriend, for God's sake, ensure enough proper food meal is given to the son. And the thing is, like, the son is eating freaking cup noodle. Like, how the hell you can be so sure that the son is able to take care of themselves? Like, give him money, tell him to go to the convenience store to buy something to eat along the line. I still think that is still a little bit alright. Not morally correct, but at least some form of like proper meal, because you go to the convenience store, you buy something to eat, at least that's still something. But not like just having the son to eat whatever food that is in the fridge. Is just basically just say that, oh, I care enough for you, but you just eat whatever you can and make sure to take care of yourself along the line. Like, dude, at least at the same time, if you can't unable to do so, leave it with the neighbor will be the best. I mean, like, the neighbor did something right by calling the police, but the thing is, right, if the mom is unable to take care of the son, at least bring the son to the neighbor, because from how I look at it, the neighbor seems to be able to take care of the son more than the mom, in my opinion. And what broke my heart in a way is that the mom didn't. It's not that the mom is financially able to take care of the son or whatever. Because the thing is, right, if the mom did not pay the bill, and the bill kind of step on and they cut off the electricity, it just proved one thing that I really mad about, that the mom may not be financially able to support the son in the first place. And why would I state that? Well, the thing is, right, the only way for electricity in Japan to be cut off, right, is that you have to accumulate at least 2 months of unpaid bill. What does that mean? If you did not pay the bill for 1 month, you are still able to use the electricity accordingly. It happened to me in Japan. I forgot to pay 2 months accordingly by mistake. One of them I did not receive. I kind of like one of them I received, I leave it in one side, I forgot about it. The next one I did not receive and I did not know about it. So that happened when and then when they come to my house, the electrician technician or whatever you want to call them, they knocked on my house and confirmed that whether I was around, and I realized that I did not pay for the electricity bill for 2 months. So I was able to get a new bill from the person directly, and I rushed to the convenience store to pay all 2 months accordingly. They did not cut off my electricity on the site. They just take my word on face value. I rushed to pay, and then when I returned back, the person was still there. He noted that I did pay, and then he went off with his life. Meaning to say that you can still use your electricity bill only if even if you don't pay for 1 month. If you don't pay for 2 months, that is when they will come to your house and cut off your electricity. So based on the report, the mom only disappeared for around, let's say, 2 weeks time, and during this 2 weeks time, she went on to enjoy some sort of life with the boyfriend's son. And the thing is, right, if she really cared about her own son, she would at least pay 1 month beforehand. So it means that the electricity was cut off was because the mom did not even care about the bill at home. So it's like, imagine 2 months got cut off along the line. And if really, like, if there is not a form of child negligence, it's just that she doesn't even care about her own house. And it's just it's a ridiculous form. But at the same time, when you look at her age, 25 years old, and that considering she got a 8-year-old son, it just proved to show that maybe when she was given birth at 17 years old, when she was just a high schooler, maybe she really was not brought up properly, or maybe along the line that she couldn't have anyone support her accordingly, and it kind of made her lead down the wrong path. So as much as I sympathize with the child situation, like I mentioned along the line a lot of times, sometimes some parents are really unable to take care of their child. And in this case, it's really, like I mentioned, maybe this young lady really did not have how do I say this, anyone to support her accordingly. Even when she have a boyfriend, we cannot be very sure whether will the boyfriend accept the son. If the boyfriend do accept the son, the mom will bring the boy with the boy with her and stay at the boyfriend house accordingly. But they did not do such a thing. So I'm gonna take that maybe the son was something considered a bane in the mom house, in the mom mind to be exact, and it really break my heart because in a sense the child is technically innocent, and yet she couldn't afford the same thing. And the thing is, right, if her own parents, the mother parents couldn't take care of herself, and now she is unable to take care of the son, it just go in one big circle again, where the whereas child negligence is really something along a line in Japan. I'm not saying that everyone have the same situation, but it's just to prove that if such a thing had happened in Japan, it can prove that there are other cases that is not reported in Japan. It's just whether you have able to look into the bad alley to find those people out. It just really hurt to see such a new happening in Japan, and it's really ridiculous in many ways. And one last topic, I will leave this up to you guys' judgment. You guys want to put up a skill for all of them, or even this one, I will let you guys be it. But this happened in Kyushu, Fukuoka Prefecture again, amazingly, where a 27-year-old daddy and a 26-year-old mommy were arrested on suspicion of parenting neglect again for some reason. Not the same parents, but apparently that they left their 10 years old son in the car when they went shopping. And the worst part of all, if you guys are not aware, when they were arrested because they went shopping on last August. Let me remind you guys, the hottest month in Japan is August. So basically, I think you guys can kind of understand what actually happened. So between 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., right when the sun is up in the middle of the sky, they went to a shopping called Casco. Yes, there is Casco in Japan. So, yep. The thing is, right, the temperature raised to 50 degrees inside the car. Basically, the freaking car got into a oven hot moment, and yes, the baby got roasted because it was due. The baby later died of dehydration and heat stroke. If the parents did switch on the car engine, turn on the aircon in the car aircon, you know, like there is basically car air conditioner or air filter, whichever you guys want to call it. But basically they leave the freaking baby in the freaking car without even a damn care. It's just proof to show that how ridiculous it is. But the thing is, right, from what they told, the dad thought the wife was going to bring the boy, whereas the wife thought the husband was bringing the baby, and they went their separate way until they realized it too late when they returned to the car. And this when the most how do I say it? Is this really a form of negligence, or is it a form of oversight? Well, basically it means that they have a moment of, I thought she did it, or I thought he did it, along that line. And it really made me wonder, like, is it they really were they aware that the baby was still in the car? The question I'm very inclined to know is that when you get off the car, don't you have to take, do you guys like just get out at different timing, or do you guys like, did the parents kind of like, don't look at the bag? I mean, like, if you go shopping, if I know someone is in the car, if I bring a baby in the car, look in the car carefully. Like, this is one of the moments when sometimes you have to say, like, did I leave anything behind when I left the restaurant? So the thing is, right, in this case, is that you have to have the mindset of that when you bring a baby, always make sure that you look at your car before you get to the shopping. It's often more than not that child negligence is really one of the things that sometimes it can be not due to full negligence, but it's basically an oversight. There are such cases that I have come across where people have an oversight and they forgot they leave their child or children or baby in the car, or even in some cases pet or dog or whatever cat they have. So the thing is, right, sometimes oversight can be considered a thing, and in this case, I am very inclined to say it is very, very likely to be an oversight. But then again, like I mentioned, how can they both get off the car thinking that they will bring the baby, and then they never really like look at each other whether are they taking care of the baby or are they going to go to the back of the car to take the baby out along the line. It's just that, I get off the car, I close the car, I go and do my stuff, or you go and buy your own stuff, and then we forgot the baby is still in the freaking car. And if it happened during other days when the car is not that hot, it's still understandable. But during August, like I mentioned, the hottest month in Japan, it just proves to show that yeah, is the baby is not gonna survive because especially as when the timing is happening at 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. the sun is at the middle. It's not like in like left side, right side, or just raising along the line. In Japan, sun rise very fast, and at this timing at around 10 a.m. the sun is actually in the middle of the sky, and that is when it became very, very hot. And when they say that the degrees raised to 50 degrees inside the car, it is possible. I had seen inside a car during the August period, and I'm telling you, my butt was roasted in a way. So it really is very, very hot, and I can't imagine how the baby was suffering inside the car. I mean, like the baby may have been crying non-stop. I mean, like, it's just a freaking 10-year-old man. I don't think the baby can speak much except for crying until it just passed away due to the heat stroke. And it really, like, a lot of people is saying like, oh, the baby doesn't deserve it. People will be in the comment section actually go along the line that the parents should get the death sentence along the line, or throw into jail or whatsoever, or shouldn't be allowed to have kids. The thing is, right, sometime in this case, there are also the possibility of that it may be due to an oversight, and it's very, very hard to know. I mean, like, it's normal for human to make mistake, let alone parents. But on the other hand, it's very, very hard to, like, again I mentioned, are they really thinking of themselves, or will they actually notice that they actually bring a child? Like when they say that, oh, I thought the wife gonna bring the child, oh, I thought the husband gonna bring the child, like it really begs the question, are they even thinking carefully? Like, would they actually check with it? I mean, like I mentioned along the line, when they freaking both get off the car, wouldn't they ask themselves each other like, are you bringing the baby, or is the baby with you? Like, ask a simple question. They did not. They just get off the car, walk their separate way, and then leave the baby in the freaking car. So it really can be considered a form of child negligence. But on the other hand, there is also a possibility of oversight from the parent itself. So it's very, very hard to know. But if it happened on any other day or any other month except August, I think there is still a possibility of the son being still alright. But the thing is, right, happening in August, if it's happening in July, August, September, and maybe early month of October, this 4 month technically can be considered very, very hot. But the hottest month of the year in Japan is still technically August, which can reach as high as 40 degrees in some area. But the thing is, right, if it's inside the car, we know very well that the hot air inside the car can get trapped inside, and that the temperature will keep on rising. The temperature will become very hot, that to the point that there are some cases where people talk about how they can cook food inside the freaking car. And imagine this is a human. If the baby did not have enough water, get hydrated accordingly, yeah, the heat stroke is gonna hit the baby. And 10 months, I mean, if it's 10 years old, then maybe the kid still be alive in possibility, I'm not sure. But this is a young 10-month-old son, a baby. A baby is still very weak, is still in the weaker state, is unable to take care of itself except for crying. And to think that such a thing had happened, it just proves that maybe some parents are really not meant to be parents. And throughout these 4 topics that I talked about, it's really sad to know that such a thing had happened in Japan. I know some sometimes when I say it can be happen very, 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 very rarely. Like when I say to the point of 0.00001%. But if you actually look at the number of cases, like for case of child or baby negligence, February 9, February 7, January 17, February 4. All this happened within a month period. And that this happened in Japan, and it really made me wonder that how some parents are really not meant to be parents, whether they like it or not, whether they've been forced to do so or not, whether they got the money to do so or not, financially able or not. It just proved that such a thing happening in Japan is something that we have to understand, that sometimes there are really cases of people who is unable to take care of a baby. I know along the line where I hear about people telling me that they are unable to take care of baby, they don't like baby, they hate baby along the line. But I have taken care of my younger sister when she was young as a baby, and I was an elder brother, so I have to help out whenever I can, even to the point of carrying my sister when I was just a young little lad. And the thing is, right, it really made me like wonder one thing is that yes, there are cases where some people don't like taking care of baby because the work you have to look into putting into taking care of the baby, making sure the baby got enough milk to drink, making sure that you clean the diapers, or you have to make sure that you if whether the baby got fever along the line, maybe once in a while do a check, see any fever along the line. You have to take care of the baby, because even when the baby is having a fever, you won't realize it until it's too late. So often more than not, they are taking care of a baby is not an easy task, and some people saying that they are unable to do so, or maybe they are unable to unable to do it physically, mentally, or financially. It just proves that if they are unable to do so, it's really can prove that can not really prove, it's more like can really say that they are not suitable to be a parents. But on the other hand, knowing such cases, there are also people who wish to be a parents, unable to do so, wish to have a child, unable to do so. And the only thing we can only say is that it is what it is in a way. But having this kind of thing happen, it really broke my heart to know that in most of the cases, three to be exact, have the baby or gone, or like if you notice, the all three cases that I shared today, baby are dead. Except for the 8 years old son, because he was able to take care of himself in a way, so it is I mean, like, it is still lucky in a way. But technically, child abandon or negligent, it is still a break. I mean, it is still a crime in Japan, don't get me wrong. It's just that sometimes such a thing happened and it got reported, but if you look into the background, there are cases where they never got to the surface. They got hidden. Whether we really know it or not, we will never know. But it's really hard to swallow this pill personally, because sometimes when there is child negligence in Japan, it's really something that happen. And even if you look at anime, even if you look at drama, and when they put it up as fiction, sometimes we have to think, is it truly fiction? Is it really true, or is it false? Because what I'm sharing with you guys is that sometimes what you see in the anime about child abuse or child negligence, it is a thing in Japan. Whether is it a thing in all other part of country, I shall withhold my statement until when people like you guys write in the comment section and let me know whether is it a truly happen in your country. But with that being said, write in the comment below, what do you guys think about child abandon or baby abandon or child negligence or baby negligence along the line? Right, how do you guys feel about this thing happening, not just in Japan, maybe in other country, your country, or wherever which country that is happening, and we can discuss this further. I know this may be a sensitive for some people, but sometimes such a thing have happened, and what I did was just to bring awareness in a way. But with that being said, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat. But I talk about random stuff that never follow a single thread. But with that being said, I hope all of you have a nice day or night. Bye.